indeed.
So, influential shareholder firm ISS is now back in Nelson Peltz in the proxy fight, quite literally telling shareholders that they should vote for Nelson Peltz. Do you want to bring everyone up to speed on this? You want to share your thoughts on this, Andre?
Yeah, certainly, because Bob Iger and his camp, they have pulled out all the stops, and they have been really, really aggressive against Nelson Peltz, and they've been basically treating it like a presidential campaign, with Bob Iger getting endorsements first from the CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, who endorsed Iger. And that is something that's a huge red flag right there, because JP Morgan Chase, they're BlackRock adjacent. So you might as well have gotten the endorsement of BlackRock. Basically, what he is saying is that, no, we do not want any kind of outside influence on Disney's board. We are very happy with Disney's board the way that it is right now, because that board allows Bob Iger to run Disney exactly the way that he wants, which is the way that we want. So screw the rest of you shareholders. We're happy with this. Vote for Iger. That's kind of like what an endorsement from JP Morgan Chase really means. And then you had George Lucas come out and do exactly the same, obviously because of his connections to JP Morgan Chase by way of his wife, who is on the JP Morgan Chase board. And plus, he also has all of the personal ties to Iger, and I'm sure many, many others in that team that trump any kind of loyalty he may linger in loyalty he may feel to his fans and everything like that. Meanwhile, the Peltz camp, they have tried to appeal to the shareholders that actually want to make money, objectively pointing out all of the flaws that has happened under the Iger regime, and pointed out how incompetent the Disney board right now is, and all the kinds of wasted opportunities there have been, and also laying down step by step everything they would do different in minute detail. So there's no trust me, bro. This is our strategy, and this is our plan of action. This is what we intend to do, and how we intend to keep Iger accountable if we get these board seats. There's no trust me, bro. The trust me, bro approach, that's Iger's. That's his strategy. That is, I'm Bob Iger. This board is competent and they're professional. Trust us, bro. That's basically the Bob Iger pitch and strategy. And so obviously, what has happened here is that this company right here, which is kind of like an interest organization for shareholders, they're obviously backing Nelson Peltz on this one, because Nelson Peltz, he is on the side of the shareholders. Now, is it going to work? I don't know, because the problem here is that there are so many institutional shareholders. They have such a large part of Disney's stock. So the moment when Lucas swung into Iger's favor, this may be lost already, because basically what Peltz is going to need is for every single non-BlackRock affiliated shareholder, every last one, to vote for him, and it still may not be enough, because there's just more of the BlackRock affiliated.
Well, check this out. This is part of their report. They say because the company, oh my god, it does this. Sorry, ladies and gents.
I love it when that happens.
It's so annoying. Because the company has made positive changes to its board, as well as operational changes that have been well received by the market, we recognize that some shareholders may feel that the company has sufficiently course corrected. These investors have likely drawn comfort from Iger's return. Nonetheless, given the major missteps and severe consequences of the failed 2020 succession, particularly for a company that already had a history of succession drama, it may be difficult for others to imply trust that the board, albeit refreshed, or simply trust the board, albeit refreshed, will get it right this time. These shareholders may be concerned about post-Iger Disney. Our analysis favours this latter view. Dissident nominee Peltz, as a significant shareholder, could be additive to the succession process, providing assurance to other investors that the board is properly engaged this time around. He could also help evaluate future capital allocation decisions. Moreover, multi-year concerns surrounding Lago Messino's role as a compensation committee member strengthen the case that Peltz's addition on balance would appear a net positive. Difficult to argue.
I think that that's a very, very delicate statement. They are being very careful, which they have to be, because the other side has been so aggressive. But I don't like that they right away go and say that because of the positive changes to its board, there have been no positive changes to the Disney board. The only positive change is that Iger has brought in more of his friends. He's replaced some of his friends with some other of his friends. And then you can argue on paper, oh, this person has that connection or that connection. They're all Iger acolytes. There are no positive changes. And also, when you look at the changes that have been done, it's just cuts. What changes have been done? I don't see any changes. I think that they're being very delicate in this statement right here, and I don't think that this is going to help them one bit, because this is then kind of like saying that, yeah, good moves have been made, but more can be done. And no, nothing has changed.
Well, they've Disney's replied to it, and it's the Disney board chairman Mark Parker says that while he was heartened that ISS supports Michael Froman, the other director targeted by Tryon, and by the withhold recommendation for Rasula and the Blackwoods nominees, says, we strongly believe that ISS reached the wrong conclusion in its recent report when it comes to adding Nelson Peltz to the board. ISS fails to acknowledge the breadth of perspective and expertise Ms. Lago Messino adds to the board. The strong recent performance and results overseen by the Disney board demonstrate our focus on long-term shareholder value creation, succession planning, and our commitment to good governance practices. What are they talking about?
It's just politics. It's just politicking, and they're preaching to the choir, and they're trying to wish some performance into existence, because they know they're not going to be refuted by the entertainment media complex, which is on their side. They know that Bob they can say all this bullshit. They're not going to be fact checked on it.
Oh no, he replied of Bob Iger's. Okay, Bob Iger didn't respond. Sorry. Well, there you go. I mean, there's not much else to say on it, to be honest. What do you reckon is going to happen? Because this is coming up now. It's getting closer.
It's getting closer. You know what? I worried that there's just too many shareholders with BlackRock sympathies. I don't think it's going to work this time around. The rot and the takeover of BlackRock affiliated Disney interest within Disney may be too big. I hope to be wrong, because I do not have the detailed breakdown of Disney shareholders. The big question is someone that you would think would be loyal to Iger going to defect? Because the moment that they actually, if they do get on the board, the jig is up.
Yeah.
Disney can only keep doing what they're doing right now because the board is shielding Iger from the shareholders. There's a level of secrecy there. The shareholders don't know what's going on, because Iger is basically running this thing like a dictator. And he can do that because he owns the board. And he doesn't answer to the shareholders. He answers to BlackRock, and he answers to JP Morgan Chase. He answers to State Street. He answers to Vanguard. Those are his bosses, and not the shareholders. Of course, this is the perfect example of stakeholder capitalism, because you can argue, no, we are answering to all the stakeholders, and the shareholders are just one of those many stakeholders. So he has that excuse. But the moment that Peltz is on the board and actually can expose what's going on in board meetings, that's when that jig is up. And that's why they're so deathly afraid of having him there. So I all we can do is hope that there are enough Disney shareholders and that some of those you would think would be loyal to Iger would flip. Otherwise, Disney's a lost cause. Because Iger has said that he is changing something, but I don't see any changes. They've said that they're retooling Marvel, and the only retooling they're doing is that, they're taking slightly longer time releasing the exact same crap projects that were never going to work. I don't see any changes with them. Okay, fine. So Captain America 4 comes out next year instead of this year. It's still coming out. What's the difference?
Yeah.
What kind of changes have they made to it?
I don't know. This will be
still
really interesting.
It's still going to undermine any goodwill that was created from Deadpool versus Wolverine. What's the next project coming out after Deadpool and Wolverine? It's not WandaVision. It's the Agatha All Along series. Who's going to care about that? It's
the movie.
Yeah, but that's next movie. That's filming right now. The first project to be released is going to be, I think, Agatha All Along. That's going to be the most direct follow, but because that comes out later this year. Whereas Thunderbolts is filming right now as we speak. That's not coming until next year.
Disaster. It's an absolute disaster.
So all the goodwill that's coming from Deadpool 3, it's going to be just undermined by all the crap that honestly should have been cancelled, and it's still coming. So how are they retooling anything? What has changed? Nothing substantive have changed. All of the reasons why people have lost faith in Disney, they're still there. Their DEI programs are still in place. Their quotas are still in place. Reimagine Tomorrow is still there. The activists still run amok with everything. The animation department is lost. So what's changed?
Yeah. Well, yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, there you go.